Let's talk about capacity in business. Capacity may be measured by the number of employees and how much work each employee achieves in a day. Let's also consider the uncontrollables, which may include additional employees available for growth or peak demand, and those who otherwise are not working at full capacity. Take Joan, for example. She runs a bookkeeping business with 6 bookkeepers. Joan is very happy because she calculated that in her perfect world, a bookkeeper can process 1 set of customer accounts per day, and Joan has 6 bookkeepers working 5 days a week. Joan is a top-shelf bookkeeper herself and has worked out that 6 bookkeepers each doing 1 set of accounts per day times 5 days each week equals 30 sets of accounts each week, and at $500 per account, she would make $15,000 per week. Joan pauses and realizes she must account for things like wages, rent, employee, holidays, etc. Still, taking these costs into account has left Joan with $5,000 per week. Not bad, Joan. Joan thought a little more about how the business would grow. She had to allow for growth, so she could not have everyone working at full capacity all the time. Each time she needed to add another bookkeeper, they would have to share some of the existing customer accounts, and someone would have to show her the ropes until there was enough new business to keep the new bookkeeper busy 5 days a week. Joan was getting a little worried. Joan went back to the calculator. Her capacity had dropped 20%, which meant her income dropped from $15,000 to $12,000, while her overheads remained the same at $10,000. It was just that the real capacity of her bookkeeping business is 20% less due to the uncontrollables that reduce capacity. Again, Joan went back to the calculator, and again income had dropped to $12,000, and overheads remained at the same $10,000, which would leave her with $2,000. Joan decided this would have to do, and she calculated that as the business grew, so would her income. And then Joan decided to enter the real world, and there she discovered inefficiency. This inefficiency monster also chews up capacity, and the capacity of Joan's staff had already been reduced by 20% through uncontrollables. And now inefficiencies were chewing up the rest, resulting in Joan's bookkeeping staff only completing half the work Joan had calculated. Joan was very upset as inefficiencies had now eaten away the profits she was counting on. Joan has 2 options. 1. Increase the business capacity by adding more staff, but this will also increase her overheads. Option number 2. Joan can reduce the inefficiencies in her bookkeeping business, which increases the capacity without having to increase her overhead. Think about your business when you look at these questions. 1. Is work frequently delayed or incomplete? 2. Do the teams have questions about who does what? 3. Are there multiple decision points within a single process? 4. Is there adequate communication and/or coordination in the organization? 5. Are accountabilities of individuals or departments undefined and unclear? 6. Is there insufficient delegation of authority? 7. Do we work in a reactive environment rather than a proactive one? 8. Are decisions not taken in a timely fashion? 9. Does a blame culture exist? 10. Are there tasks being performed and decisions being made at the wrong levels? If you answered yes to more than 3 of these questions, you should visit us because we believe your profitability is directly related to efficiency.